So tell me about the first time you're on a horse. How old were you?
I started riding when I was 8, and I actually started out in a Western saddle. And I, just took group lessons. And actually, at that point, my trainer had thought that I was never going to be able to ride in an English saddle, and so I tried it, and it worked. And so ever since then, I've just been kind of working towards, expanding my horizons, and it's worked out great. So
When did you actually start training dressage?
I started showing on the Arabian circuit when I was 13, and for the first year I didn't do much dressage, and I started out at training level probably the following year. Uh, and after a while I kind of figured out that that's the avenue that I wanted to take, and the discipline that I wanted to focus on. So ever since then, that's been my main area of focus, and I love it. So
And what about Arabs that do you like?
I love Arabs. Arabs are such a fun, versatile breed of horse, and you can do so much with them. And on top of their athletic ability and their stamina and all their great physical qualities, uh, they have such personalities, and each horse is different. Um, they're just a great overall horse for whatever you choose to do with them. Um, and they're all a little different, so it brings personality and character. Uh, yeah, I love the Arabian breed.
So who was your biggest inspiration to pursue the path of para?
Um, I heard about para and I didn't know much about it, and I thought that it might be an avenue that I wanted to take. Um, and recently I got in touch with Susan Treves, and she's really helped me in finding connections and getting involved. Um, and I remember last year during the Olympics, just watching some of the rides, and seeing Jonathan Wood's ride was so cool because he was my age and had a similar, my disability and similar challenges, and it was so cool to see someone who went out there and achieved his goals. So it kind of gave me a little bit of drive, and knowing that I could do that too. So it's always great to watch other people and learn from them.
So this weekend is actually your first international competition. How does that feel?
It feels like I'm getting there, and it's I've worked hard to get here, and it's just the first of many things that are going to come in the future, and it's going to open up doors. So it's great to know that I've worked to get here, and I'm competitive, and I'm just really happy to be here and to have the opportunity to have the resources and the support.
I also noticed about 30 people in the stands watching your test wearing a t-shirt with your picture on it. So does that fan club you have make you nervous? Does it motivate you? How do you feel about that?
It doesn't really make me nervous. When I'm off the horse thinking about it, just the sheer number of people, it kind of does, but it's the support is great, and that actually makes me feel more prepared and secure, knowing that if I need something, I'll have someone there to help, and just knowing that they're coming out to watch me is so great. And it's something that's like a family, to where that everyone has your back and is willing to do anything for you. So it's great.
Great. So what's the biggest obstacle you had to overcome to get to this point?
That's a good question. I think I had surgery when I was 13 to rotate both my femurs and lengthen a bunch of muscles, and it wasn't easy, but ultimately I'm glad that I made the decision because it's allowed me to be a better rider, and it was one of those life-altering decisions that you look back on and you're like, wow, I'm so glad that I did this, because I'm a better person and better able physically. And so seeing myself before then, where I was barely able to ride in an English saddle, to now where I'm actually successful is something that's real rewarding.
Do you feel like riding has helped you physically?
Yes, I know it does. Because if I don't ride for about 3 days, by the third day I can feel my body start to kind of get tight, and my body's not so happy with me. And when I ride, I'm tired afterwards because I'm putting out physical, effort. But I feel looser and I feel more mobile, and it helps me mentally as well. It's a stress reliever, but physically, it enables my body to do activities that I wouldn't be able to do without it. And my doctor said the same thing, that they've never seen anyone come out of that surgery and to not regress like I have. So I know riding's played a big part in that.
So tell me about ATHENA, the horse you're riding this weekend.
ATHENA is an amazing horse. She is so kind and so patient, and will teach you because she'll do it when you ask right. But if you don't, that's okay, because she'll cart you around anyways. And she has a personality on her, and she's enabled me to kind of reach this dream and be a stepping stone. So she's a great horse.
And who owns ATHENA?
Rita Mason. She's done a phenomenal job with her.
So when you're not riding, what are you doing?
Well, I'm a student as well. I go to community college, and then I'm going to transfer to UC Davis. So a lot of my time is spent either at school or at the barn. But when I'm not in school, I like to travel, listen to music, just normal young adult type things. But a lot of my time is spent either at school or at the barn, and I love spending my time at the barn. It's what makes me happy. So.
And what are you studying in school?
I'm studying for an animal science degree, and then I want to go on to get my master's and possibly go to vet school. It's an option. I'm still kind of trying to find my avenue, but I know the general field that I want to work in, and I'd like to do something with equines. So.
I know that your family is very supportive. Tell me a little bit about your mom.
My mom is so supportive. She's my groom, my mother, my emotional support at shows. She works so hard so that I'm able to do this. And, she puts her financial resources into it as much as she can, but still, with the sport, it's not cheap, and so it's hard. And I'm going to need financial support along the way, more so than she can provide, but she does the best she can. And, but she puts everything into it, and, she almost loves riding horses as much as I do, even though she's watching from the ground. It's kind of become like a family affair, and so she's gotten into it, and I couldn't do without her, that's for sure. I'm not afraid to say I need my mom, and I need her help and her support, because she's there behind me all the time, 100% of the way, and that never falters. So it's always good to have someone that's there supporting you all the time.
What barn are you at now?
Currently, I am training with Colleen Reed Equine Sports Complex in Sacramento, California.
And what's that barn like? Do you enjoy it there?
Yeah, the people there are really nice and like a family, so it makes it a fun atmosphere, and she's not afraid to push you to succeed, so that's also great. You kind of have the fun part of it, but also it has a competitive aspect to it, and that's what you need to succeed, so it's a great combination.
Well, thanks for your time, and good luck to you.
Thank you so much.